members from the media, our partners, Anabond Limited, respected Pro-Chancellor, and my dear colleagues. We are gathered here today not merely to announce a business transaction. It's a 2-decade journey where we moved on from teaching institution to a research institution. Initially, our focus was to publish papers which were the findings from different laboratories in SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Then we went on to the next stage where we wanted to do cutting edge research with the support of different funding agencies, both at the government level and at the corporate level. In the last 10 years or so, considerable funding has been received from different agencies to carry out cutting edge research in the field of energy, environment, water, healthcare, and disruptive technologies. On an average, we receive about 35 crores of rupees per year to carry out this research. So when all these things were happening, then the intellectual property rights came into picture. Actually, it should have come before the publication, but this activity picked up in the last 7 to 8 years. So we wanted to file patent for the innovations that our scientists have been doing, and then that process went on further. But here I would like to say that in 2011, we launched SRM satellite. And then few years later, the lightweight gold. And today, we are here to transfer the technology on solar cell encapsulation technology to Anabond Limited. So I think this is something where we are moving from golden to the green. The technology we are transferring today, developed by brilliant minds from our chemistry department, addresses the most critical bottlenecks in renewable energy. Solar cells are the heart of the green revolution, but they are fragile. So if we can enhance the performance of the solar cell by preventing them from environmental degradation, significantly extending their life and performance, then we are moving from the fundamental research to the translation research. When you consider the number of patents, as on date, we have 538 granted patents, which is quite a sizable number. The moment we started having more and more number of granted patents, we wanted to see how we can commercialize all those patents. Or we want to convert our research from publication to how to make our research to solution. So we wanted to reach out to the industry. We created a separate platform called as the Industrial Research and Innovation Summit. Year on year, we invite about 100 industry experts to visit SRM University and then see the innovations that have been done by our own faculty and students. About 20 of our patents which have been granted, we are in active discussion with different industries to take it to the next level, either to transfer the technology or they are mentoring our innovators to see how that can be converted into a startup. So with this background in mind, I'm very happy to share that today the solar cell encapsulant, which is one of the patents granted, have been converted to a technology transfer through Anabond solution. This is the first ever patent that has been commercialized to the visibility of everyone in the country. I think SRM is moving in a direction where we need to move towards the relevance and provide better solutions for the people of the country. So with this,
respected Vice Chancellor rightly pointed out just now, we are living through the most exciting period in the history of solar energy. Solar cells are getting more and more powerful and more efficient. But behind every breakthrough, there is an invisible challenge. What is the challenge? How do you protect these solar cells in a very harsh environment for more than 25 to 30 years? It has to be stable. So I give you a simple analogy in a layman term so that all of us can easily understand that. All of us have a mobile phone in our pocket, and you all know that the main part of this mobile phone is the display technology. So what we do to protect this display technology, we use a tempered glass, right? So what this tempered glass does, this tempered glass is like a protective layer which protects your display of the phone from scratches or any uneventual incidents. So now the same thing you can just extrapolate it to the solar cell. An encapsulant just does exactly the same job what a tempered glass does for a mobile phone. So this encapsulation material just protects your solar cells, or it can be modules or panels, from very harsh environmental conditions, like it can be UV light, it can be moisture, it can be dust, it can be hailstorms, everything. So you can understand the severity, and also you can understand how complex this technology should be so that it can protect the solar modules for such a long time. Now, you can ask me whether there is no encapsulant available. What is the new thing in this? This is the problem statement which we try to address over a long period of 4-5 years of research. As solar cells, all of you know, is advancing to very high efficiency devices like popcorn solar cells, perovskite silicon tandem technologies. The old encapsulants what are available in the market, it is not exactly meant for these technologies. So what exactly it does is they react with these solar panels and it starts to deteriorate the efficiency, and the efficiency goes down. The moment the efficiency goes down, what we are put for 10 to 20 years, it will not be the same at the end of life. So what we have developed is a patented novel polymer encapsulant which is purpose built for this next generation solar cell. Here I want to stress it is not an incremental improvement, but it's a fundamentally new approach towards this technology. So you can ask me, when you have this better encapsulant, what exactly this does? So whenever you have a better encapsulant, the first thing it does is it improves the lifetime of the solar panels. The moment you have an improved lifetime, the leverage cost of electricity comes down, and then it gives you a better resultant cost for power. So this technology is relevant for whenever the next generation solar cells like TOPCon or silicon perovskite tandems will be deployed. And with India now rapidly scaling its own TOPCon cell manufacturing lines across the country, like big players like Bari Energy, Ryzen Solar, Tata Solar, Adani Solar, all these type of people are now moving from mono-PERC cells to TOPCon cells. So this is where this technology can be useful. This is a small introduction about the technology. Before I close, I want to
know to all of you. I'm very glad to be here today in this technology agreement related meeting, press meet. And as Dr. Ananthanarayanan mentioned, he was indicating the future prospects of this development work. So we are very happy to be a part of this future development work, and I will come to that slightly in detail subsequently. To start with, I will briefly give an introduction about Anabond Limited. Many might not have heard of. And it was started in 1979 by a scientist who worked in Baba Atomic Research Center, and subsequently he came to Kalpakkam to the Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research. He worked as a scientist in fast reactor fuel system for about 5 years, and then at one stage he thought he would resign and try to do something on his own. At that time, his friend showed him a test tube sort of thing, adhesive containing an adhesive which was imported from other countries. He told him, "Why don't you develop this? Anyway, you are going out of the department. Why don't you develop this and then try to sell in the Indian market?" So that's the first substitute for the international product. That's called anaerobic adhesive. That is, anaerobic means avoid air. Without air, it will form a bonding. So that is the first product which he developed. Of course, he struggled a lot. He has to convince the companies that the product will work. He demonstrated to them, and then finally the companies found that this product is much better than what they are importing and using. So that has given the confidence, and the R&D work and commercialization went on many products, many families like silicone, epoxy, polyurethane, etc. So it started with the basic R&D and going to the commercialization process and going to the industries.
Association with ISRO and DRDO for more than 4 decades. By supplying advanced bonding, sealing and coating products for their challenging applications in aerospace, defense and missile missions. SRM University, as you know, it is a hub of innovations and technologies. Partnering with the Anabond means scaling up of that lab level technology to production level. That will definitely beneficial to the society and the economic growth. We are thankful to the government of Tamil Nadu for the URP grant. That grant is to the university, and it will assist industry to accessibility to the infrastructure facilities in universities, and that will give a lot of relief to the industries in-house R&D. Once again, thank for this Tamil Nadu government's initiative. This partnership between SRM University and Anabond will definitely mark a significant growth in the economic and advancement in scientific. And that will definitely, that is a pathway for achieving the nation's goal of Atma Nirbhar Bharat and Vikasit Bharat. And for celebrating Anabond's 50th year in 2029, we hope that Anabond and SR will jointly celebrate Anabond's 50th year. Thank you.
Our respected colleagues on the dais and the dignitaries from the Anabond Limited and my friends from the press and media, it's quite a pleasure to join you on this occasion which is very special. The reason I am telling this is very special is that it is not about admission we are talking, it is not about placement we are talking about, but this is especially about research. And when we are talking about research being converted to action which will have a societal impact. Actually, I was hearing from the chairman and the DMD and the GMD of Anabond Limited. When you run an institution, you feel proud when your student is, or when you feel more gratified when your student is well placed and he is doing like very well in his life. Similarly, when you do research, you feel gratified if it is acknowledged and recognized by the industry, and they come to a level where they partner with you. While the chairman was talking, he was telling that they have taken technologies from ISRO, DRDO and so on, and now they have included SRM also. This is a great achievement by Dr. K. Ananthanarayanan and his team and our leadership in SRM University. This is what India needs right now. It is not just about knowledge dissemination, but knowledge creation. But creating the knowledge is not going to be of any help if it is not moved from the lab to the market. So that is what is happening right now. So we have about 338 patents which are granted, and about 40% of the patents we file are granted. It is not just like for the sake of filing the patents we are filing. We make sure they are getting converted into patent granted, and from there how it is commercialized. While we are happy about talking Anabond, which has given us this wonderful opportunity, I would like to recall the other few associations which we have with the industry, such as the Amar Raja Battery, Tanishq, and few others. But the very special nature of this association is that it is a technology transfer which is taking on at an equal platform. When I mean equal platform, this is the first time, to be truthful to you, this is the first time we are getting royalty from the industry. It is just not a one-time arrangement or one-time technology transfer. The royalty for the work, for all the toiling which our researchers have done, is being recognized and it is provided to the institution. This is the way institution has to grow. So it makes us feel that the institution and the industry is coming together and very closer. And if you see any other country which is well developed, you will see close interaction between the institute and industry. In fact, we have visited few universities including NTU and Eindhoven and MIT and so on. The labs are nothing but the labs in the universities are nothing but the industrial labs which are just put in the institution. So it is so much intertwined that the students work on the practical problems. But here we teach and then we give them training for 1 year and then they are getting placed and then again they are getting trained. But there in other countries, the institution and industry come together so close that the students work on the practical problems of the industry while they are studying itself. I'm sure that kind of situation will come in India, and so these kind of associations are just a beginning of that. So that is why SRM as a group is thinking of setting up an industrial research park. This industrial research park will house the industries from all domains with all technologies within the campus so that the industries benefit from the rich knowledge of our researchers and the faculty members. The student benefits from the close interaction with the industry by working on the practical problems, and the industry benefit from both faculty and the students. So